Is parking becoming a big headache for you? We'll have some alternatives to make things easier.
Having trouble getting your morning dose of SpongeBob and these channels are replacing it? We'll tell you more coming up on MCTV.
Students are having a hard time waking up in time to make breakfast. And it's not always because they've been out at the bars all night. We'll tell you why coming up.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Laura Duclos.
And I'm Kealey Womack. When you flipped through the dials looking for MCTV, you may have noticed some new channels. That's because Suddenlink dropped Viacom's channels, all 24 of them, and added new ones. Reporter Jordan Sigler shows us why.
You may have noticed your favorite programming like 16 and Pregnant or South Park are off the airwaves on Suddenlink. They're not coming back soon as The Blaze and OWN have taken up those channel airwaves. That's because Suddenlink dropped Viacom from their cable package and added new channels to take their place. Viacom and Suddenlink have been in contract disputes, and though Viacom was willing to meet Suddenlink's one-year contract deal, Suddenlink recanted on their own offer, according to the Wall Street Journal. Popular channels like MTV, CMT, BET, Nickelodeon, and Comedy Central are no longer available in West Texas's only cable outlet. Many customers are disappointed in their decision to cut their favorite programming. Freshman Daniel Salikov is upset he has to pay for cable service that doesn't respect his viewing interests.
It's kind of unfair that I'm paying for them, to have these channels, and they limit my entertainment that I can get from cable, from television. You can't have these popular channels that everyone watches. And I find that kind of offensive and rude. I'm paying you guys, provide me with something.
This may hurt Suddenlink as people are no longer forced to watch shows only available on cable like in the past. Now people like freshman Claudia Bergen are going to other formats to watch programming Suddenlink has dropped.
I definitely will. I already have Hulu and Netflix, so I'll use those more now because of that.
For MCTV, I'm Jordan Sigler.
A patient diagnosed with Ebola in Dallas 10 days ago has died.
His body was removed from Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital yesterday, and here's what we know. Thomas Eric Duncan will be cremated, although the details haven't been released yet about when and where. His loved ones in Dallas are still quarantined in that hospital, but they haven't shown any signs of Ebola. They will be held for 21 days, which means that they might be free to go around October 19th. Duncan was first admitted on September 28th and was diagnosed 2 days later. We will, of course, keep following with this story.
The Tech Activities Board is doing its part to try to keep us a little healthier. TAB hosted a Make an Intake event this week that could get students out of a sticky situation right across from Copy Mill at the Sub. Students lined up to pack their own first aid kit. Reina Garcia said there have been times when she needed a first aid kit, so this will come in handy.
I actually was sitting in one of my classes and I got a paper cut right on the edge of my fingernail, and I did not have a Band-Aid, so I had to sit there like this the whole time. And I was like, I need a Band-Aid and I don't have one, and I'm just embarrassed to get up in the middle of the class, so I sat there holding my finger like this the whole time.
TAB hosts events like this each week. You can check them out by going to tab.ttu.edu. Next up, a couple of movie screenings today and tomorrow.
Tech's enrollment keeps growing, and now more than ever, parking options seem extremely limited. With wait lists to get into Commuter North and Commuter West, and the average parking permit costing anywhere from $40 to over $100, some students find it easier to forego parking completely.
Parking has gotten kind of crazy around campus, so it's easier for me to ride to campus instead of paying for a parking permit. I can just pull up right to my class, and it just saves me time and gas.
I've collected a few tickets parking on campus, so sometimes I'll park down Broadway. There's a church over there that has free parking, but it's a kind of a walk, so I started parking over here.
A representative for Tech's Department of Transportation and Parking Marketing told us the increase in students has been manageable, and they hope to have the wait list down by the end of the semester.
The struggle of waking up in the morning is very real anytime for some folks. But for those students with the earliest classes on campus, it can be a downright battle between their bed and alarm clock. Randy Redding struggled but won the battle, as she shows us in this report.
What else could have students dragging themselves out of bed at the crack of dawn? None other than 8 a.m. classes. Research has shown that adolescents' bodies are set to a different sleep schedule than younger children and adults. This means that early classes aren't always optimal for grades. Junior advertising major Carly Cox tells us about her experience with 8 a.m. classes.
I started going to them at the beginning of the semester, and so I wake up at like 6 if I have an 8 a.m. Towards the end, you get pretty lazy about getting up and going, and if you do go, you notice that your class is about half empty, and I just haven't made the best grades if my class were to be at 8 a.m.
Dr. Roger Sadoff has been on both ends of the issue as a student and a teacher.
I have had 8 a.m. classes, both as a student and as a faculty member. Some students are forced into taking an 8 o'clock for whatever reason, and they may not do as well, they may not show up as frequently, and so that may have an effect on their grades. And I don't know, there's this idea, and I think it's been verified medically, that mid-teens to mid-20s, that a lot of people, not just students, their circadian rhythm, their daily rhythms are perhaps a little bit different than maybe they might be later in their lives, and it is harder to operate in the morning.
While 8 a.m.s may never go away, just remember next time you're registering for classes, the early bird doesn't always get the good grade. For MCTV, I'm Randy Redding.
Stressing out about what you are going to do after school?
The Mackenzie Market Alumni Center is hosting a career fair today.
And if the job hunt isn't working out so well, we introduce you to a new restaurant that might help you decompress.
With a cold front blowing through tomorrow, what could that mean for your game day forecast? I have more coming up. We'll show you the most photographed event in America, and I'll give you a hint. It involves fire and extreme heights. You won't want to miss it.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey Laura, did you notice that a lot of our classmates were as well dressed as we are today?
I sure did, and there's a good reason for it. There's a job fair on campus today. It's specifically for students in the College of Media and Communication. Reporter Caitlin Nix is live at the Mackenzie Market Alumni Center, probably scooping out some jobs. Caitlin?
Thanks, guys. We're here at the Mackenzie Marquette Alumni Center where the College of Media and Communication is hosting their annual career fair. Guys, y'all have got to get down here. This is a wonderful opportunity for students. There are 32 different companies here. Some of those companies are Southwest Airlines, Fox 34, the Avalanche Journal, KTTZ, KTXS, and many more. As you can tell, there is a huge turnout today. We are here with the director of the Career Center, Elisa Ross. Elisa, can you tell us why students should come attend this career fair?
Sure. I think that, it's not every day that people come on campus specifically looking for you. And so this is kind of a once in a lifetime, or I guess once in a year type thing that happens. And so it's a great opportunity for students to come, start building their network, and kind of practice having those professional conversations. And it's just a great way for them to find out about jobs and internships and to see all the possibilities of, career options that our students have.
Right. Do you have any tips for students attending the career fair?
So the best thing students can do is be prepared before they get here so they don't waste valuable time that they have with these companies saying, what does your company do? They've already done some research because I'm putting out lists telling them who's coming, kind of what they're looking for. So it's more a matter of not being shy, coming up to these companies and introducing themselves and saying why they're interested in the company and what they have to offer them.
Right. Well, you heard it, guys. Y'all need to get down here and check out these companies and try to find a job.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'll try my best to get out there.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a pretty nice day for a walk across campus.
I know, right? Did you know that yesterday it actually got to almost 90 degrees?
Yeah, but it's not so hot today. MCTV weather specialist Carly Smith got outside and she has an early look at the weekend forecast. Carly?
Thanks, guys. It's just that time of year where low temperatures are going to start feeling really cool, and then our high temperatures will warm up into like the 80s. And so as far as tonight's forecast goes, temperatures will drop into the 60s with mostly cloudy skies. We do have about a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms with winds blowing from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now tomorrow is when the cold front is blowing through, and so we will have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day, with highs climbing to 78, which could change depending on what time that cold front actually gets to your area. Winds will be southwest before the front at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as we take a look at this graphic from the National Weather Service, the cold front won't begin to push through the northern area until after sunrise, and then it will begin pushing through. Precipitation will develop ahead of the front and will start out light and scattered, but coverage may increase as the front continues to push through. The southern areas will be warmer, and that will cause stronger storms to develop as the cold front pushes throughout the afternoon, possibly causing stronger storms that could produce heavy to brief downpours and could cause localized flooding, especially in those areas east and south of Lubbock. Scattered rainfall will continue behind the front, but it shouldn't be too heavy. As we take a look at our 3-day forecast, Friday, the high will climb once again to 78, with the low dropping into the 50s after that cold front passes through with partly cloudy skies. Those winds will shift to the northeast, 15 to 20 miles per hour, possibly stronger as the cold front blows through your area, with that 30% chance of rain. Saturday, the high temperature will climb possibly up into 70-degree area, with the low at 54, partly cloudy skies and north winds still sticking around, especially in the morning, 5 to 10 miles per hour, and shifting to the east in the afternoon. Sunday, temperatures will begin to warm up as the sun comes out with mostly sunny skies. The highs will climb into the 80s with southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, as we take a look at our game day forecast, skies will be partly cloudy with the sun beginning to come out right around kickoff. Kickoff is early at 11 a.m., so tailgating will be quite chilly with the lows once again in the 50s, but kickoff should be in the 60s in the fourth quarter, around 66, with east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour for the most part throughout the game. So that will be a little different. The winds don't normally blow from the east here in Lubbock, but it shouldn't be too bad, and hopefully the Red Raiders can pull out that win. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Carly. Can't wait for that game. There's a hot spot in the Depot district that's been pretty popular, rain or shine. It's the Depot Bar, but it's been struggling financially for the past few months, and its regulars refuse to let it go under. It's a popular venue for musicians in Lubbock. Last weekend, the bar opened its doors to fundraise its business. The plan is to take all the revenue from Friday and Saturday nights and dedicate it toward saving the bar. Lots of popular local bands have been playing there, trying to draw a crowd and help. You can learn more about the fundraiser on Facebook.
A couple of new restaurants opened their doors recently here in Lubbock. If you have an adventurous palate, reporter Shelby Kimball found your spot.
It's
the hardest question you'll ever have to answer. Where do you want to eat? Well, a couple of new spots in Lubbock are making that question even harder.
We just got the fried pickles, start out, and I'm waiting on a kangaroo burger.
He built his own burger. Located at Loop 289 and North Slide, Twisted Roots strives to give each customer a unique experience, including a unique taste.
Meats. We offer different types of game meats that aren't usual for people that people aren't used to. Like we have elk, we have buffalo, we have llama, we've got kangaroo.
With their Texas dance hall theme, Assistant Manager Manuel Barboza says aside from their service, Twisted Root is a great place to work.
When I come here, it doesn't feel like work. Like we're here to work, we get everything done, but it's just a cool place to work. It's one of the greatest companies to work for.
Now that you've satisfied your curiosity with the kangaroo burger, head on over to Munchies and grab yourself some frozen yogurt and satisfy your sweet tooth.
Yes, he got the Oreo and the Oreo cream blend and nerd candy and strawberries. A random combination.
Missy Landis and her husband opened the restaurant after a special trip to California to explore the company.
And we were just, I guess, really blown away by the organization as a whole, by the product. We thought the product was superior to anything we had in Lubbock.
Landis says Minchie's is a new frozen yogurt restaurant that wants customers to put down the cell phones and just talk.
We love for kids just to sit around and talk. We don't have TVs and we don't have internet here. And it's because community is a key value. We want people to come here, hang out, and visit.
For MCTV, I'm Shelby Kimball.
Hundreds of hot air balloons took the sky this weekend for the kickoff of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
But unexpected winds put a damper on the opening weekend of the festival. Reporter Kayla Conboy takes us on a ride to the biggest balloon festival in the world.
Tweety Bird floating next to a 10-story beaver? Maybe when pigs fly is what most people would say. But thousands of people were able to witness the event early Saturday morning as the 43rd annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta kicked off before sunrise. Trained pilots traveled from all over the world to launch nearly 550 hot air balloons into the sky. Pilot Jay Schuler travels from Reno almost every October to participate in the Balloon Fiesta. He says he enjoys getting to fly a different balloon each year. Schuler said this year's ride was designed to support childhood education.
You know, he looks like he's a giant guy with a red hat, got big sunglasses that reflect all the special shapes in his glasses. He's got hands that hang down, that got pencils in them, in his hands and everything. It's red, white, and blue for a patriotic, but also for supporting education for young kids.
The pilot says the view of all the other balloons from the sky is what keeps him coming back to the festival time and time again.
Bye-bye.
Although this year's basket is smaller than usual, Schuler says he is excited to take 2 newcomers up with him to experience the festival 2,000 feet above ground. Heather Mabry says she traveled all the way from Idaho to see this year's balloon fiesta, and the school teacher couldn't wait to share the video of her experience from the sky.
Look at the zebra. I love that. And the pig. Look at this good morphin'.
I just cannot even express what the feeling was. It was just truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. And
with a record-breaking crowd and hundreds of balloons floating in the air, event coordinators say the opening day was a success. But the Johnson couple says conditions have to be near perfect for the balloons to take off.
And it's very weather dependent, so if we get too much wind or it starts raining, that's going to be a problem. So
That's right.
It looks like a pretty clear and sunny day. The flags are barely waving at all, but it's just enough wind to keep the balloons grounded on the second day of the balloon fiesta. The Albuquerque locals say cancellations happen almost every year, but the wind doesn't stop the Johnsons from checking out the empty fields.
We were a little disappointed. I mean, we dragged our trailer out and we wanted to get an early start, and then when it didn't happen, we were a little disappointed, to say the least.
Even when the balloons don't launch, there's plenty to do at the 2-week-long festival. Many tourists enjoy shopping, eating funnel cakes, participating in friendly competitions, and watching fireworks. but many Albuquerque locals, including the Johnsons, are still hoping for clear skies next weekend for the wrap-up ceremony of the 43rd annual Balloon Fiesta.
Wow, that's definitely something that is on my bucket list.
Not mine. I am so completely afraid of heights. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news, and we'll see you next week.